Oh, I've just polished off a lovely green curry with some braised chicken. I just randomly stumbled across this place called Lemongrass. It's in Chiang Mai. It's a little bit more expensive than your like average restaurant, I guess, but oh, the green curry was like so rich, really good, lovely flavour. Right, let's pay up. Hello, just want to pay please. It's a green curry and rice and soda. $275, $220, steamed rice. There we go. Cup and cup. Ooh, how's your day been? Good day? Yeah? Cup and cup. Thank you. Cup and cup. Have a good night. Right. Let's jump back on this whip. Oh, actually, nah. I'm gonna. Another thing I love about this country is you can just leave shit on the table. Like my fucking moped keys are there. I could have left my phone there, my wallet, my tablet. People don't steal over here. It's not a country where it's not common for people to be thieving. I just love it. The amount of times in Indonesia as well where I just left my keys in my moped and just forgot about it. Get back to the moped hours later, just be there. One time I literally left my phone on the bike, and I got back and it was still there. So I'd lost my train of thought then. I was like, what the hell am I going on about? But yeah, I left my phone on the bike, on like the phone holder on the moped, and 3 hours later got back and I was like, my phone's still there. Yeah, it's unreal. Like that, there's no way that would happen in England. Not just England, but many European countries, or a lot of countries in the world for that matter, not just Europe, all over. But over here, man, they're just such lovely people. They're not bothered about nicking your stuff. It does happen, of course it does, but it's not like a common thing. It's not like something you should be watching out for. It's not like you should constantly be worried about your stuff. It's just not that kind of place. My experience anyway, but it's my third time in the country. I've got a pretty decent understanding of how it works out here, and I've never had an issue with people worrying or even worrying about people stealing my stuff. It's just not known. I love just plain soda water, like, you know, fizzy soda water. Nice bit of fresh lime. Perfect. Right. Cup on cup.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Have a good night. Right. This area seems kind of lively. Again, sorry, don't really know where I'm at, but yeah, you can just pick out some of the places. We got Go Green Bar / probably weed dispensary. Yep, I can see some weed in there. That's cool. We got a lot of these all over Thailand, just like fresh fruit stalls on the side of the road. Oh, another great tip for you guys is if you're like me and you like having a smoothie like every day of your life and you're used to having smoothies with like just pure ingredients, so like 100% coconut water, banana, mango, papaya, all these kind of things, but without sugar, like without, you know, like fake coconut water or coconut milk that's like not actually coconut milk or whatever. Oh, just got hit in the head with one of them. That was funny. Yeah, so what I do is it definitely costs a lot more, is you have to get the fresh coconut water from a fresh coconut that they crack open, and then you then build the smoothie yourself and say no sugar, and watch them make it, because sometimes they just, I will say they just don't sometimes listen. They're like, yeah. And I like literally see them put in like half a cup of sugar, and I'm like, I said no sugar, and they're like, oh, sorry. So that's okay. But hello. Cup. Sorry, darling. No, I don't need anything. Cup. Thank you though. Oh, bless her. But yeah, so I just get, sorry darling. Sorry, I don't need one. I don't need one. Thank you though. And to be fair, the other night I gave out so much money to these little kids that were just selling fake roses because I was a little bit tipsy and had a few beers, and I get a little bit frivolous when I've had a few beers. I always feel like really sorry, and I'm like, bloody hell, what are you doing out at 1 AM trying to sell roses? You're like 8 years old. I end up just giving the money away and I don't take the roses from them. So, but then what happens is that then all the other kids start seeing that you're giving out money, and then they all start turning up and they all start asking for money off you. And you know, you got to respect the hustle 100%, but like, I like to travel for a long time, and if I was constantly just handing out money, it's like, you'd honestly just be broke. Like, you wouldn't be broke, but you know, like, I'm quite critical thinking when it comes to, like, not critical thinking, but I'm quite tight with my money. I think to myself, right, if I was to just go every day and buy like a coffee from like a coffee shop here, it'd be like anywhere between 40 and maybe 70 baht. That's within that region, depending on what you get. Sorry, excuse me, where you go. Between 40 and 70 baht for a nice coffee from a coffee shop. And I think to myself, instead of just buying that every day, which I usually drink every day, coffee, but I would make it at home and then you buy it, so you save the money. But out here, obviously, most of the hostels don't have facilities for you to really make coffee. So what I do is I just buy these 3-in-1 little like instant coffee things in a pack of like 12, and I just travel with them. So every hostel I go to, they usually have some sort of aspect of hot water that you can use, right? And then so I would just fill up my coffee and do that way. And that's another way for me to save money. And I know people may think it's stupid, but there's so many ways in life that you can save money. Like, just sit there with a calculator and think to yourself, like, on a daily basis, wherever you are in the world, whether it's UK, whether it's Russia, whether it's fucking Uganda, you know, whether it's Spain or Poland, think to yourself on a daily basis, when like, especially when you're at work, like let's say you're in a 9 to 5, or you're in a routine and you work, let's say Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, whatever it may be, 6 days a week, 5 days a week. Let's say you work and you've got that routine. Think about, how much money do you spend on transport? How much money do you spend on coffee? How much money do you spend on like just random things like chewing gum, or whether it's like a lunch? Like, do you buy lunch out every single day? If you do, add that total up and try and average it out and be realistic with yourself, like be honest with yourself, and then give yourself like a daily budget of what you might be spending. Then completely wipe it out and go, I'm gonna make the coffee at home, I'm gonna buy half decent coffee at home, right? I'm gonna make my sandwiches at home, and I'm gonna make my lunch at home, or I'm gonna do meal prep, and I'm never ever gonna buy lunch on a day to work. I'm gonna prep it for work, or I'm gonna intermittent fast, and I'm gonna maybe have like a late lunch when I get home from work, and then another meal just before I go to bed at like 8 PM or something. Do you know what I mean? And just don't eat like during the day like I do. It's up to you. Like, I'm not telling people to do intermittent fasting. I'm just saying that there are options. I think we're so comfortable with just spending so much money in our life, and that people always ask me like, how the hell do you manage to travel for so long? And like, what do you do? Do you have like an amazing job? Are you rich? Have you got money from inheritance? It's like, no. Like, I've had some really good jobs over the years, don't get me wrong, that have paid really well, but ultimately I'm smart with my money in that sense, and I'm very careful with it. It's not like I'm tight and I never do anything generous with my money or whatever. It's just that I think to myself, do I really need to buy this? Do I need to spend $200 or £180 on a pair of trainers? Definitely not. Can I go on Vinted and buy a pair of Vans for under £10? Yes. Can I clean them at home and make them look brand new? Yes. If the answer to those questions are yes, then you should just be doing it. Can I go to a charity shop and buy a shirt that I want for this, you know, event that I've got coming up for like £8 to £10? Yes, of course I can. You know, can I maybe put out a post and see if any of my friends are getting rid of any old clothes that they might not want anymore that I could maybe have? Yes, I can. Like, you can do all of these things, but people don't do them. And it's, again, that is fine, but it's not fine if you're going to spend your entire life moaning that you've never got any money, and but yet you go and spend, you know, loads of money every weekend on gear and drinking and going out and doing loads of expensive things, like going out with your girlfriend every single weekend to like expensive restaurants, buying clothes you can't afford, getting a car you can't afford. You know, like, having the latest and greatest iPhone. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Like, it's as simple as that. And it's just like, people live without their out of their means. It's like, live within your means, man. Just sacrifice things in your life to get what you want, and you'll be able to travel the world. Like, it's so easy. It really is. I know that not everyone in this life is lucky and as privileged as myself to grow up in a country like England, where we had support from the government, where my mum was a single parent. But I didn't have an easy life, you know. Just because I'm white and I'm privileged and I speak English and I can travel freely throughout the world, I know not every country has that ability to, because of passport restrictions or whatever like that. But at this day and age, it's just excuses, man. It's just pure excuses that people make, especially people from my home country, or especially people from Western countries or parts of the, like, more developed parts of the world, where I know people just make excuses and say, oh, I can't do it because of this, because of that, because my commitments to work. It's like, you can. It's the fear of not having those things in your life and not having the security of those things is what stops people from doing it. And I can guarantee you, one of the biggest regrets that people have on their deathbed will be that they didn't travel enough, or they didn't spend more time with their kids. Like, things that you can choose to do over working your entire life, or over chasing the money, chasing the old Yankee dollar, as Ricky Gervais would say, or David Brent. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it is as simple as that. It's just try and balance out your life. Like, money's money. You can make money, it comes and goes, you know, like, but life is so much more than just making money. And I think people spend their entire lives working their asses off and, you know, doing everything they can to make their bosses happy. But it's like, what are you doing to make yourself happy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you actually doing to give yourself some breathing space from just work and being around the same people every single day of your life? Like, what are you doing for yourself, for your family? What are you doing for your personal growth? You know, what are you doing for your soul and for your spirit and for your own energy? And it's like, I just think it's important. And I know traveling isn't for everyone, but I think people should get out there and try it more often. And all it takes is a little bit of guts, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of advice and support from maybe videos like this, or just speaking to people like myself or other people that have traveled, you know, going to speak. If you're a solo female traveler, maybe getting onto blogs like Reddit, or maybe going onto other Instagram accounts, or actually reaching out to some of these content creators, or finding other people in your hometown that have maybe traveled and go and speak to them in person, sit with them, offer to take them for a coffee and ask them about their travels, and gain knowledge and insight into what they've done, so that you can build your own confidence to go out there and do that. And like I said when I started this channel, I hoped that through these sort of, you know, one-on-one sort of conversations that I'm having, is that people will take some sort of inspiration from this and go, do you know what, he's right. It does take that first step. It takes me to make that initial step. I've got to want to help myself, and by helping yourself, it's like just by booking the flight, or by like booking a hotel for like a week in an area, and then being like, well, now all I've got to do is get the flight there. And do you know what I mean? Figure it out. And it's like, it's scary, it's nerve-wracking, it's, you know, all these things, but it's also amazing and exciting and raw and fun, just so fun when you travel. Like, everything is new, and every single person you meet, like, have no prior judgment of you, and they just take you for who you are, and you either connect amazingly, maybe you don't connect so well. But that's the beauty of traveling, is that you can pick and choose who you choose to spend your energy and time with, you know, who you choose to actually have conversations with. Sometimes you'll be hours into a conversation, actually realize this guy's an absolute donut and I don't want to be in this conversation anymore. I've started to realize that actually I don't really like his views on the world, I don't really like the way he's talking, or whatever it may be, you know, and you can just move on from that. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. And sometimes when you're from like a small town like myself or whatever, you kind of feel obliged to like give people the time of day, because it's like, well, slim pickings really, you know, I've got to make friends somewhere. I live in a small town, you know, so it's like, but when you travel, it's like there's just so many different characters and people, and it's fascinating. You meet so many talented individuals, so many creative people, and it inspires you to just continue to keep doing what you're doing, or it inspires you to do other things, you know, like it has done with this YouTube channel. You know, just the more I've traveled, the more people I've met, the more I've been inspired to just pick up a camera and do what I feel like I was, funnily enough, born to do. I feel like I was born to entertain. I feel like I was born to do something that made people laugh, or something, just something different with my life, you know, explore and help people. I love to help people. If I can help people in any way, I will, you know. Yeah, and I think that's ultimately what I've put on this planet to do. And if I can make some people laugh while I'm doing it, then bugger it, why not? Right, anyway, I've ended up basically waffling on, as I always do, and then just walking back on myself unconsciously without even realizing, just sort of missile zoning back to my moped like my brain does, like I was telling you guys earlier. So that's funny. Oh, that could be quite cool. I don't mind the Hard Rock Cafe. I know it's like a pretty commercialized brand, but I don't know, it always seems like a bit of a nostalgic vibe for me. I had some very good memories there with both sides of my family, like my dad's side of family, and with my mum's side of family. So yeah, it's nice going back to those sort of nostalgic, Americanized kind of places, even though it's obviously just standardized sort of food and it's a little bit expensive, but the vibe's always cool. I do need to get some new sandals, to be fair. Somebody count. How much for these ones?
280 for one pair.
280, 280.
And a different size.
Okay. And then these ones, the 380. Oh wow, okay.
It's the plastic, yeah?
Yeah, I know, yeah. I had a pair, but I just lost them.
What size do you wear? You can try.
It's a little bit much. I would spend maybe 200 on them, but I won't try them if you're not gonna.
Okay,
yeah.
I do 200 for you.
Can I try if
Yeah,
you do 200? Because I do need to get a new pair.
What size do you wear?
Oh, I'm usually a UK 8. Yeah.
What color do you have?
The green's fine. Or if you've got maybe do you have dark brown?
Dark brown, no.
No? You just have the light brown, yeah? I don't mind the black. But I think the green's the best colour. The thing is, I've got a lot of green stuff, and I feel like I'll be looking like the green walking man. I'll look like a green thumb. But we'll try the green. We'll try the green. Oh, I gotta get these bad boys off. God, you got a lot of them there.
Yes.
What size are those ones? What, these ones? They a 9 or an 8?
Maybe 7.
I'll try the 7s, let's have a look. They are quite thick on the bottom, I don't know if I like that. That is a good fit, but maybe, oh actually I don't know.
It's one size bigger.
This is one size bigger?
Yeah, but do a, hold on. Yeah.
Alright. See, that's actually a bit too big. It's a bit too floppy.
This, you can adjust the hole.
Oh yeah?
Like tight. Do for you.
No, it's okay. I know how to do it, but I just don't know if I like the. I don't know if I like the style. To be fair,
Oh,
it's a bit different to my other ones.
oh really?
Yeah, a little bit. They're okay. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling them. Sorry. They are nicer, but they're too expensive for me.
Oh, I do 300 a day.
Down there a little bit, innit? Down there.
Let me have a think about it. Let me have a go for a walk, okay?
I want to sell really 250, okay, for that one.
250?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good price. Let me go get a pack of cigarettes, smoke a cigarette, and think on it. But that's a very good price, and I appreciate that. I will. Do you want to get prepared maybe the brown ones for me in size 8? Yeah? And I'll come back and try them on. Give me 2 seconds. Where's the 7-Eleven? Oh, it's just there? Okay, cool. Sorry, I hope you don't mind me filming, but I'm doing a little like travel vlog for my YouTube. Right, I'll come back. Give me 2 minutes. 7-Eleven, where are we going? Right. idea where I'm going. She said 7-Eleven's down here, but oh, it is down here. It's just a little bit further down. So the funny thing about Thailand is there's like, no matter where you are, especially if you're in a city, like a built-up place, you're never ever too far away from a 7-Eleven. Like literally, you could be, oh look at that. Oh, the Marriott, that. Very posh. But yeah, like I could be anywhere and you just go to someone like, where's the nearest 7-Eleven? No matter where you are, if you ask someone, they're like, just down there. It's always just down there. They are absolutely everywhere out here. And in some of the islands, because it gets so hot, the dogs just sleep inside the 7-Eleven. It's really funny. But yeah. Right, let's go get these pack of ciggies and let's go back and try. She said 250. She started with 380 for the leather ones, and then she went down to 300. And then when I was like, I just need to get a pack of cigarettes, she went down to 250. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go back and have a think on it and say, I've had a think about it, but I really don't need them. I'm willing to spend 200 maximum on the leather ones, and I have a feeling she'll do it. She'll probably say 220, and I'll just say, nah, I really don't need them, thank you though, and I'll walk away, and she'll say, okay, 200. So we'll check that theory very soon. Bear with me, let me get these cigarettes and destroy my lungs. Please don't smoke, anyone watching this. It's disgusting. Terrible habit. I'm going to try and quit before I'm 40. That's the plan. I unfortunately lost my dad to a heart attack, and he used to smoke like a bloody chimney since he was a kid, so I don't want to go down that same path. Rest his soul. But yeah, it's not good. So please don't ever take up smoking. Get rid of it. In a minute. Oh dear, I've just pulled up at my scooter, which is parked outside that restaurant where I was charging my phone earlier, where I ate. They're playing the exact same song. She's fresh, exciting. That is absolutely hilarious. They need a better playlist.